time. It is Tuesday, March 15th, and this is your daily financial news. A couple of quick things before we get started with the news. Let's congratulate Alan. Alan, congratulations for getting your deal done. Folks, again, we may have completed the first round of 500, but we are not done. We are going to keep the contest rolling. As I've said a couple of times over the last 10 months, I bought 1,500 of these because I have confidence in all of you. So keep going, keep letting me know you got the deals. Tag me in on Instagram, leave comments below. All I need to hear is you got the address or you got the deal and what your address is, and I will mail one of these off. Second, we are still getting donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Earlier last week, we got to 500. I did a video with the address for the food bank, and we had another generous donation yesterday from Beth. Beth, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. And folks, with Beth's donation, the one rental at a time family is over $12,000. How cool is that? When I started this, I was hoping to get to 5,000. We are over 12,000. Still got a couple more days to get it in before I write off the big check. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So first thing I want to do is I want to have a rant. I'm sorry. This is just something I have been holding in for quite some time. And it is a rant about inflation. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, we started talking about inflation being a regressive tax months ago. Right around the time that Washington or the politicians were talking about tax the rich, I was warning you that inflation was coming. Inflation is and always have been a monetary phenomenon. Said in English, too much money chasing too few goods. It is that simple. So what annoyed me, what got me all agitated was Nancy Pelosi. Again, I'm not blue or red. As you will see in a moment, I will hit both sides equally hard. But Nancy Pelosi is the one that lit the fuse yesterday. She came out and basically said inflation was solely Putin's fault. Come on, you're all smarter than that, right? Yes, Putin has certainly turbocharged inflation, certainly has caused risk with future inflation. But last time I checked, we had nearly 8% CPI, which is a bogus number. It's really 11% long before he got himself involved. Nancy, you're wrong. She's a politician. She wants to get elected. She wants her party elected. I get it, but this is annoying. When the people that are in power lie to us, it is insulting. Number two, the president of our United States is blaming greed, corporate greed. Now, yes, I'm not here to say that corporations probably aren't taking advantage of the situation, but like Putin, greed existed before all of this, and it was still 8% before any of this nonsense happened. And then, of course, there's the Fed, the one body that you would think understands that inflation is a monetary phenomenon, right? More money, less goods, inflation. But yet they have talked about transitory. They have talked about, they basically have not admitted that their $7 trillion that were pumped in as liquidity, the largest since 1943, is the cause. And oh, by the way, they want to spend another $1.9 trillion. But don't worry, that $1.9 trillion is going to lower inflation. How exactly does that work? This is crazy. So again, inflation, too much money, too few goods, prices go up. It is really that simple. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably going to talk about this with the lumberjack later today. We have our interview at 8. Talk about inflation in more detail. But yes, folks, when I said both parties earlier, the spending of the $8 trillion or 7 or 6 or whatever it is started back under President Trump. It has been, I don't know, I think it's about 50-50, maybe 60-40 as far as who spent the most. It doesn't matter. Red or blue, they all spent it, and we are all feeling it today. You are feeling the pain at the gas pump. We will be feeling the pain at the food very shortly. Yeah, it's rent, housing. Oh, it's bad. So sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. I saw Nancy Pelosi in my Twitter feed and almost lost it last night on the couch. Okay, decompress. Okay, all right. Don't know if you saw this, but the 10-year note was spiking. I talked about it the last couple of days. I got a note from a couple of mortgage brokers. 30-year owner-occ loans went up 25 basis points, or 25 a quarter. They went up a quarter yesterday. That is not normal. It is so not normal that 10 days in the last 20 years saw that kind of movement. Folks, the 30-year owner-occ mortgage as of yesterday at some institutions was 4.5%, with one of them clocking in at 4.62. One sec. Hey, little guy, how are you? Want to say hi to everybody? Hello, Internet, YouTube, how you doing? Wants to sit on my lap. So again, pay attention, run your numbers. If owner-occ is 4.5, it would not shock me if investment loans are 5.5. So make sure if you are not locked, like Matt says, lock it. I would call your mortgage broker back this morning and see what's what. You don't want to be surprised. So I've been looking for where is it most and least expensive to buy gas. I've been seeing lots of Instagram snapshots of, people pumping their gas. And it looks like California, where I live, is the most expensive. And these are state numbers. California's average as of yesterday, $5.74. Nevada, $4.96. In Hawaii, $4.96. California's gas is more expensive than Hawaii. That always is like, they don't drill on Hawaii. They don't, everything is shipped in. What? I don't get it. And for the least expensive, if any of you are watching from Kansas, congratulations, $3.82. Missouri, $3.84. And Oklahoma, $3.91. And I assumed Texas would be on the list, so I looked it up. Texas average as of yesterday was $4. Don't know if you saw this from Tesla, but it looks like Tesla is raising prices on their cars. Looks like they've raised it twice in the last 30 days. Apparently, nickel has gone up and added costs to the batteries. Also, Tesla had been buying aluminum from Russia. There was a company called, I'm going to say, Rusal. It's one of the largest metal providers in the world. It happens to be a Russian metal giant. But yes, that is now on the list of no bueno. So it looks like Tesla may need to source aluminum from somewhere else. Don't know if you've seen or you're invested in Netflix, but it looks like Netflix has given back all of their pandemic gains. Yes, they were the darling of the industry when we were all told to stay home. Now, not so much. All gone. Thought that was interesting. I don't know if nobody would probably see this, but Greg Dickerson sent me a note yesterday. SEC, the SEC put out a note. You can go to sec.gov, I think it is. They put out a staff statement warning broker-dealers to remain vigilant with risk, margin, and concentrated bets. This is very not normal. Very not normal. And again, Maybe it's conspiracy theory. It certainly could be, but the good news is we'll know in about 30 hours. My fear is SEC sent this note out to broker-dealers to give them 24-hour notice. Folks, clean up your books. Take some of that leverage off because the Fed might surprise us. Again, if you follow the channel, I'm always been talking about 50 basis point. At this point, it feels like a hope. But that SEC note that came out yesterday was interesting timing, to say the least. Don't know if you saw this, but again, I'm a real estate guy. There's a 196 square foot home, single family home, 196 square feet. It is smaller than my office I'm talking to you in. It is in, where is it? Santa Rosa Beach. It is 1 minute from the water. You're never going to guess what they want for this. It's amazing. 196 square feet. It is on a quarter lot, so I guess you could build more, but they want $1.1 million of it. Just crazy. $1.1 million. Looks like some retailers are warning, even the high end warning. Capri Holdings, which has Versace, Jimmy Choo, etc. Supply chain not getting better. In fact, is getting worse. Example, there's a company called Untuckit. They have only received half of their spring line, which they are selling now. Folks, this supply chain issue is going to be rough. It's going to hurt. And yeah, it's not getting better no matter what Washington, D.C. says. Don't know if you saw this, but Tom Brady is going back to work. Apparently, inflation is so bad that even he has to go back. It's just an interesting joke that I've seen a couple of memes on as of yesterday. But I wonder, how bad does inflation have to get or stock market have to fall before more retirees go back to work? One of the things that we have been struggling with the last 2 years is employees, and 1-2% of folks have retired early. So could they go back to work? Don't know if you saw this, but good old Nikola wants to get approval to sell 200 million more shares. Talk about dilution. I think that's crazy. So, folks, that's what I got for you. Again, remember, inflation is and has always been. Oh, I forgot. I actually have 2 pages of notes. Let me keep going. AMC. I thought this was interesting. AMC reported, and they just bought 22% of a gold miner. Really? AMC Theaters, the meme stock of meme stocks, bought a gold miner, Highcroft. It was a penny stock. Wholesale inflation up 10%. But don't worry, folks. That was a little less than expected. Man, government statistics. Again, 10%. We've officially hit double digits. Got some single-family rental information. It looks like inflation or rental inflation for single-family homes, 12.6% year on year. Again, remember CPI is only saying 4.3, so I corrected the math a week ago. Miami high at 38.6, Orlando 19.9, in Phoenix, Arizona 18.8. The lowest metro, Washington, D.C., 5.6%. How the hell can CPI show 4.3 when the lowest metro is 5.6? I don't understand. And then finally, a little bit of good news. Looks like airlines have said demand is coming back for summer travel. That is interesting. So again, folks, what I wanted to close with is what I started with. Inflation is and has always been a monetary phenomenon. In the great pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, health crisis, we've done something, essentially had money fall from helicopters. We put money in the hands of individuals, and some of it got saved, no doubt, but a lot of it got spent. Inflation is a monetary phenomenon. It does not start with Putin, Nancy. Nancy, that's not right. That's not fair. Certainly, Putin is going to get the last 3 or 4%, no doubt, but it was 8% long before he showed up. Mr. Biden, President Biden, it is not corporate greed, certainly not the majority of corporate greed. And Mr. Powell, come on, man. You know better than that, or at least you should know better than that. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. We'll be back for the daily financial news. I have lots of interviews for you today. I got the lumberjack landlord, got Omar. I've got the ADU guy coming back. We're going to look at some plans, and I have a surprise guest at 10:30. So take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.